Now, from Glasgow, it's Vic and Gilly on the sofa.
On the sofa with Vic and Gilly.
Hello, and what a lineup we have for you today. We're going all mystical.
Yes, mystical is our middle name, with a programme packed full of the fun
and the serious side of spirituality. Now, how are you all today? The greetings of the pointed finger to you today, that's a spiritual greeting. We hope you're very well, but if you are in need of a bit of reassurance about your place in the great human race, we have some of the answers.
Yes, and before the answers, questions.
Oh, yes, and let's indeed see the menu of what we have in store.
Yes! Stand by to be impressed by our staggering makeovers with husband and wife team Robin and Arlene Snort Shagalot.
Greet the sun in the ancient tradition. Today's yoga pose and spiritual thought with Moosley Fluffy Bunny.
And there ain't no mountain high enough for intrepid explorer Sarah McDonald. She'll be here talking about her latest trek and her new book.
Relieve yourself from stress at work. Our phone-in tackles your worst fears.
And with music, with a supremely spiritual edge from the great guru.
You're watching On the Sofa with Vicky Finnegan and Gilly McBordelassie, so there's plenty still to come. But first, we're at the Beauty Bar with Arlene and Robin Snort Shagalot. We're working on another fabulous pair of makeovers for us today. So how are you all there, down there at the Beauty Bar? Greetings of the pointed finger to you. Hello?
Hi, Vic Gilly. Sorry, that curry last night slightly different. Anyway, yes, welcome to our little makeup room, and we're here to do yet another makeover. And you've given us a couple of willing victims. They are, of course, the typical plain Jane and the slappers. So let's bring them in, shall we? Here we are. Take a seat. So let's introduce them. We have our first person, the plain Jane, obviously. Your name?
Kirsty.
Right, obviously very keen. And Kirsty, what are you hoping to look like after our makeover?
Just gorgeous, really.
Yes, we're not bloody miracle workers, are we? Let's move over to the typical slapper off the street and, well, prime example, we're showing some cleavage there, I see. Your name?
Amanda.
Robin?
Yes.
This is Amanda. If I see you looking down at cleavage again,
What?
I'll have your voice. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll stand here.
So, what are you hoping to look like then?
Glamorous and sophisticated.
How long is your show? Well, let's talk to Robin about the hair, shall we? Robin.
Yes, well, what we're going to do to take these very obvious and noticeable roots, which were very big in the 80s, as you can tell, but unfortunately she tried to get rid of them by putting lots of hairs in here, and this does not work. So what we're going to do, we're going to go right back to the late 70s and the early 80s, and we're going to make this a real punk hairstyle. Way big. I'm really sure we're going to be able to do something with makeup as well. We'll come back onto that later on. Now, here, what the hell are you going to do with this? Well, we're going to make it big. Big is very, very big this year. We're going to go back to the early 70s and the mid 70s and the late 70s, and it's going to be way up here. Really big up here. We're going to cut some layers in here. We're going to bring it up at the back. We're going to pull it around here. Might even just, there's a big look in at the moment in New York, and a big Studio 74. Big toss it. I used to be able to do it, can't do it now. Bring it across there, like that. And that's basically what we're going to do. And the main thing is the makeup. What are you going to do with the makeup, darling?
Thank you, darling. Right, let's see what we're going to do with the makeup. Well, Kirsty here, obviously a little plain. Do you ever wear makeup, Kirsty?
No, not really, no.
I really think you should start wearing any makeup would be quite good.
Okay.
So, the look we're going for today is punk. We thought we'd try something different, obviously bring her out of her, the shadow she's been hiding in for the last 24 years. So, punk, good for you?
Good for me, yeah.
Good. There's no choice in the matter, obviously. And we're going to go for colour here because obviously we find that people with little or no personality really need some colour in their lives to kind of bring them out. And apart from obvious assets that this person has, we felt colour would really bring her out of herself. So what do you think to that, Amanda?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Good. You have no choice.
So, why don't you come back later? But actually, if you'd excuse me, I'm feeling a little...
Yes, well, let's leave our makeovers there, and it's back to the sofa now because it's yoga time.
I just love yoga time, don't you? And as ever, in position is our resident expert, Moosley Fluffy Bunny. Hi, Moosley.
My God, you look so alive. I wish I could do that.
Hi. Well, like I say, keep to my video 3 times a day, 10 years, you can look like me. The greeting of the pointed finger to you.
And to you. Now, Moosley, you know that today we're concentrating on the spiritual level of our lives, and yoga is so important here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important. I can't stress that enough, Gilly. Very glad you asked me that. It's a total key to developing one's spirituality, yoga. I was deeply stressed. I can't stress that deeply enough. Deeply stressed. And then I did my yoga and I've entered another dimension.
Moosley, were you ever suicidal?
No. And what about weight control? Does it help with that?
Oh yes, I find I hardly ever have to eat when I am in my position.
Oh. So what is today's position?
Right, girls, glad you asked me that. Today's position, if I might say something about it.
Yes.
It's the prayer of the dog to the sun.
And who came up with that one?
Well, the great yoga Reeve, whose teachings I follow in day-to-day life, was witnessing the sunrise in his garden and looked at his dog and how both sets of nature interacted and came up with the pose. Beautiful, beautiful.
Great. So thanks to Yugari and his dog, here's today's position. Muesli, would you like to?
Greeting a pointed finger to you.
and to you,
And
and to you.
and so we sit down like this, breathing at all times, and think dog.
What is that? It isn't going to burn many calories, is it? Hello. What's next?
Oh, sorry, nearly caught me with my knickers down there. My goodness. Get the guest in, they're saying. Get the guest in.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
Yes, she's
the
coming.
guest.
She's
Next
coming.
up, it's Steve MacDonald talking about Paps I Have Known.
Oh, the guy from Coronation Street. Hey, Major Totty. Is that right?
No. Sorry, get it right, McBorder, lassie. Sarah MacDonald talks about her new book, On the Paps, with Sarah MacDonald. What in God's name is that?
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
And the greeting of the pointed finger to you.
Yes, indeed, although I should perhaps say that in Nepal, the greeting is more commonly performed with the fingertips just lightly inserted into the nostrils.
Ooh, these nails.
Unhygienic.
Yes, well, if you're purporting to embrace spirituality, these things really aren't important, are they?
Right, it's going to be like that, obviously. Sarah, I wonder, before we start, could I just ask you one thing? Could you turn off the headlight? It's causing a bit of
I'm
glare in
so
the
sorry.
camera.
Oh, I wondered why it was dark in here. Oh, yes.
So,
There we go, much
Sarah,
better.
tell us about your many spiritual experiences in Nepal.
Well, I think you'll find it's Nepal. And that's a near impossible question to answer because, of course, in Nepal, spiritual experiences, well, they're like food and drink, really. I mean, one could have as many as 10, even 20 spiritual experiences in one day. Like I say, like food and drink, really.
So how many calories is that per experience?
Well, obviously the country's a rich tapestry of spirituality.
Yes, the Nepalese character is one of great personal humility, where mere possessions are as nothing. Spirituality is all. There's a saying in Nepal that when a man reaches 70, it is only then he begins to walk.
My God. So, what do you do about your hair and makeup on your treks?
Beg your pardon?
Well, I bet you've got a bag full of little pots that you get at Space NK to decant all your favourite lotions and potions into. And there's something I've always wanted to ask. How do you get your legs waxed in the pole? I mean, are there teams of little peasant women groveling about in your undercarriage?
Sugaring, Gilly. More calories than wax.
Look, I'm sorry, can we talk about the book?
The book. Can we have a close-up on the book?
Yes, the book. Perhaps I have known. Can you explain the title?
Well, a pap. It's a mountain. It's an old Scots word that describes the form of the female breast. And therefore a mountain representing a female breast is a pap. Like the Pap of Glencoe, the Paps of Jura.
So we're talking lonely mountaineering experience.
Oh, lonely. I should say monumental solitude.
Sarah, were you ever suicidal?
Right, that's it, for heaven's sake. If you think I am going to go through some of the worst experiences known to women and sit here with this inane chat and ridiculous questioning, well, then you have another thing coming. Where's John McCormack? Where's Kenny Quarry? Where's my bicycle?
I'll take your paps.
Oh, it's an outrage!
Did you see her nails? I wouldn't go out with nails.
Her body's in good shape, though.
Well, yeah. I thought she had a bit of a problem with the calorie question.
Yeah.
You know, in denial, probably bulimic.
Lead to the commercial break. Okay, commercial break. Have another tinny, for God's sake. Sweeten yourself up.
Right, join us after the break for more.
When you're looking for a cooker, there's one we're proud to claim. The finest fire you'll ever make, and Cannon is the name.
Only the Cannon cooker gives you old-time open-spit roasting, kebab cooking, superb grilling, and a simple accident-proof hot plate.
And Cannon is the name.
Here's a man who knows that driving is a skill. He uses Michelin X tires. They serve his skill best, ensuring absolute mastery of his car. Accelerating with Michelin X. Cornering with Michelin X. Braking with Michelin X. To serve his skill best, a good driver chooses Michelin X tires.
Here comes courage, good strong courage. Courage is the word for fear. It's the right fear, it's the bright fear. Always cool and clear. Courage is the word for fear.
Brown or light, courage is the word for beer.
It's the right fear, it's the bright fear. Courage is the word for fear.
Before you use your hands, use Atrixo. Atrixo cares for and guards your hands, however dirty the job. It keeps them soft, supple and smooth, and the invisible protection lets your hands breathe as it guards them against attack from outside. Atrixo's silicones repel water and harmful liquids, while Atrixo's glycerin and skin foods actually do your hands good. So remember, before you use your hands, use Atrixo.
Hello and welcome back to On the Sofa with Vic and Gilly. And what a marvellous spiritual time we're having this morning.
Listen, don't you dare talk to me that way over open tap back. Who do you think you are, Jamie McIver? Oh. Well, that's it. I'm calling my agent.
No, not now. Remember what happened before?
Hello and welcome back to today's show, and still to come.
Still to come, we catch up on those marvellous makeovers.
Call us for our top-rated advice on stress in the workplace.
And there's music with a spiritual edge from the great guru.
So, hair and makeup now, and it's over to the beauty bar for the latest. How are you getting on, you two? Let's do it!
Oh, cold bogey.
Be gorgeous while you are fit.
Ow! Stop moving! You asked for this. Oh, this is like a lot of fun at the beauty bar.
I will come back to that later, I think. Meanwhile, it's time for our phone-in.
Call Vic, call Gilly, it's your call, we're talking to you.
We're taking your calls today on stress in the workplace, and it really is a very serious matter.
So it's straight to the phone lines now, and our first caller is Bob from Glasgow. Oh, hello, Bob, what's your problem? Bob?
Line 1?
I'm blasted.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it your workplace that's causing it?
Well, I'm actually retired, you see. It certainly allows more time to praise the Lord. But you see, I thought I'd get a few freelance shifts, and the phone hasn't rung once. Not once. Not even a wee swab of Rooney.
Oh, that sounds pretty stressful, Bob. But have you got any hobbies that you can talk about on the telly, at least? Anything?
Well, I've taken up the trombone, and I like a wee bit of karaoke.
Well, sounds as if that's the answer then, Bob. Keep the hobbies going. The stress will just disappear.
A satisfied customer there. Who's next? It's Joanne from Glasgow.
Oh.
Hello, Joanne. Joanne? Hello, Joanne, are you there? Listen, don't worry, don't upset yourself.
Are you calling from work?
Yes!
Can you tell us what's the matter?
Well, it's just that I've been trained, and this guy Chaz has gone away for a year, and I'm taking over from him, and they've just left me here. And I don't know what I'm doing with the GPIs. They're different from the aspect ratios and the arcs, and they're all in a fancle. And everybody here is horrible to me. And they make me stand in a corner when I get it wrong. And
Oh, that's awful. Is there no one you can talk to, Joanne? No one? No.
Oh. Are you suicidal?
No.
Well, that's all right then. Right, next caller. I'm getting bored with this. I mean, I got where I am today by sheer hard graft. What do these people expect?
Yeah, on your back. Right, next caller, and it's the last call. Let's make it a really good one. It's Peter calling from Glasgow. Hello, Peter. What's your point about stress in the workplace? Peter?
Stress in the workplace? I'll give you stress in the workplace. There's not enough bloody stress in the workplace, if you ask me.
Are you an employer?
Yes, and I can tell you there's nothing wrong with stress. It's a vital part of our work.
Peter, are you suicidal?
Suicidal? I certainly am not. They don't know how lucky they are. Chairs, headphones, tea bags, water. I mean, what other charity for God's sake? Hey, you, sit up, pre-roll and take. PDC inserter, save ads, save ads!
Right. Wow. Now that's stress in the workplace. Well, I hope we found some answers for you there.
Do you think we should phone anyone?
Yeah. Wasn't anything to do with us, was it?
So, what's next? Right. Oh, it's music time.
Oh, goody, the great guru. Now, even if you've been trekking in Nepal, you'll have heard just how influential our next guest has become.
It's Nepal. Across the country, these are the scenes.
Spiritual muse and interpreter Annapurna Bambo Bambo. Greeting of the pointed finger to you.
And to you. It is a pleasure to be here.
Now, Annapurna, you are the great guru's muse and interpreter.
The great guru understands all the world's languages, but he will not speak English, for he fears it will sully his guru vocal organs.
We've been talking about spirituality this morning. The great guru is clearly and very obviously one of the most spiritual people in the world. To what does he attribute this?
The guru eschews all fleshly pleasures. His mind has been elevated to a higher plane. He exists on the pure Himalayan spring water of the Nana spring in his village, and Weetabix.
How many calories are in that?
Such superficial bodily concerns are of no import to the great guru.
In an increasingly consumer-led world, what is the great guru's advice? Could we perhaps hear him speak a little guru lingo?
We shall see.
Would you translate for us?
Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every byway, till you find your dream.
Julie, that's fabulous. I feel moved. Now, we're going to hear your new guru anthem. Would you be able to tell us a little about it?
Can I just ask something? What are these? Can we have a close-up on these, please?
These are the gifts of the gonads of the great guru's eunuch.
What do you mean?
The eunuch has given his life to the guru and his parts.
How does it happen?
Well, you can buy an eunuch on the internet, but it is prohibitively expensive. So the great guru prefers to bring in any old scrubber and do the job himself.
Can the eunuch speak?
No. His tongue, too, has been removed.
Well, the anthem.
It is a spiritual anthem for the world. Chaza, chaza, go on, follow your dream.
Oh, that's such a lovely sentiment. And these are just some of the instruments that the great guru and his ensemble play.
This is the stringed instrument, the oud. These are the temple bells. And these are the knackers.
And where do these originate?
The eunuch has given everything to his master.
Oh, bless. Was he ever suicidal?
No.
Right. Well, let's see if the eunuch's knackers have been put to good use and hear that anthem now.
When a man grasps the horn of life, then is he truly enlightened.
Chaza,
What a man.
Did you see those knackers?
Now, let's see how things went with the makeovers.
Fantastically, haven't we done just a fantastic job with these two lovely, lovely girls? As you can see, I've taken the hair right up here, a little bit of work around here, and all the rest of it. This is just absolutely wonderful. Isn't this just the 80s again? It's just absolutely fantastic. Darling, would you like to tell them what you've done with the makeup? Darling? Any time now? Oh, God. Please, actually done for you. There we go. Just fantastic. Isn't that wonderful? Won't you be going out tonight and have a great time? Now, what do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
What the hell have you done to me? Look at this, you bloody drunk. Look at me. Sophisticated, glamorous. I don't think so. Beautiful. Look at you, you fool. Oh, well, it wasn't my fault.
What is he saying now?
There's been a massacre at the BBC. They don't think they can stay on air, and it's all our fault, they say.
Tell him to call John Phillips.
Call John Phillips. Or Carol McLean, but she can't be there till 6 o'clock. Someone will do it.
We're on. Hello, welcome back. What's next? Hello, goodbye.
Yes, join us tomorrow when we're getting physical.
Trainer to the stars, Chaz Bendy gives us his workout.
And we've an interview with the Chipperfields.
Our phone-in is about sex in the workplace. Not enough of it seems.
No, and the music comes from the new 5-piece band Promos office. They fought their way to the top. They got through rounds of auditions. Nasty Nigel did his worst, but Ian, Ken, Shona, Ruth and Nicole have a big new number, and they're performing it live tomorrow.
So we'll be back on the sofa tomorrow.
And so will you. Goodbye.